Alright, so this is a LAZYBOY recliner back, and this is what the brackets look like that attach the back to the mechanism. I know on the other models these are called KD brackets. Not sure if LAZYBOY calls them the same thing, but it serves the same purpose of attaching the back to the mechanism. As you see here, I'm demonstrating this has a lever, and on that lever, on one side of it has a circle. When you rotate it down like that, that circle will end up locking into the mechanism on the base into a notch on that other bracket. So that's the purpose of this lever. So when you go to install it, you want to have it probably in that halfway point. That's probably the easiest position to be able to use your finger to slide it down, or a screwdriver if necessary. But let's do a quick demo.
Okay, so I found one other way to demonstrate how these work without the back attached. That way we can get a better visual. But this is the part that attaches to the back of your recliner, and then this is the one that obviously leads to your mechanism. So basically, this would be attached to your back. It just slides down onto that bracket into place, and you can always use a rubber mallet to tap it down if it's giving you trouble. But basically, you've got this little lever right here, and it might even make more sense to have it about midway when you slide it down. It's not going to keep it from going down, but if you have it midway, you have a better odds of getting it with your hand or your screwdriver to push it down. But basically, you're going to push that down, and that's pushing that circle into that notch in there. So let me take this off and give you one more visual. So we're going to take that off. All right, so that little notch right here is where, when you push this down, it's hard to do one-handed, I'm sorry. That basically is pushing that circle into the notch. So when you push it in there, that's what locks it into place, and vice versa. When you pull the lever back up, you're releasing it, it's pulling it out of there. So you install it, and then to lock it in, just go, all the way down, and that locks it in place. It's not going anywhere. And then to remove it, you can use your finger, but if it's really stiff, you might use a screwdriver like I showed you earlier, and that goes all the way up, and then that frees it. There you go.
Alrighty, and here is a quick demonstration of the brackets installed on the back and installing installing the whole back onto the base. So usually I like to have it tilted on its front side. To me that's easier, but honestly it's probably just as easier if you have it just in its normal position on the floor. But basically I just start very carefully align each side. You can get one side started and take a peek over at the other side, but as I said earlier, if it gives you any trouble at all, just use a rubber mallet on the top corners of your recliner back, and that'll pop it down in there if it does give you trouble. And then here's a quick little demonstration of how to use the screwdriver to get the levers. So here's that lever that we mentioned, and this is why I did the other video. It's hard to see, so but basically you just use that flat head. There's a little notch or a groove in that lever, and you can use that for leverage to push it down to lock it into place. And if you're removing the back, basically you get your screwdriver underneath the lever, you can just sort of pry upwards and get that into its vertical upwards position. Do that to both sides and it should pop right off. And if it is stiff getting it off, as you saw that bracket was a little troublesome getting it off earlier, you can use a rubber mallet to pop the back upwards as well, and that always helps. If y'all got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we will see y'all next time. Thanks.